All right, students, we are now going to we are continuing with our lesson where we're looking at reduction formulae. We looked at 180 plus, 180 minus, and 360 minus. Now, we are going to be looking at when we have to apply 90. All right. So if your angle is not accommodated in the 30 degrees, 45 degrees, and 60 degrees, it means now that we are going to have to look at 90. So in 90 quadrant, this quadrant 1, we have 90 degrees minus. So all your angles less than 90. Quadrant 2, we have 90 degrees plus. All right. So how does it work this side? What you need to know is when you have the cos of 90 degrees plus theta, it means you are in quadrant number 2 where cos is negative. But with 90, cos changes to sine and sine changes to cos. So you are going to have negative, not cos, you're going to have negative sine theta. I repeat, with 90 degrees, cos changes to sine and sine changes to cos. And we don't work with tan at all. Let's go. So if I have cos 90 degrees minus theta, this will be positive sine theta. If I have sine 90 degrees minus theta, this will be cos theta. If I have sine 90 degrees plus theta, this will be cos theta. So what you need to know and see is that with the 90, the only negative one will be cos 90 plus, which will be negative sine 90. Then the rest of the 90 plus and minuses will be positive. Then, as I said, we don't use tan when we come to 90. If I'm given tan, what I must do, I must change the tan to a sine over cos. So if I have, for example, tan 90 degrees plus theta, what I must do, I must change it to sine 90 degrees plus theta over cos 90 degrees plus theta according to our trig ratio. I repeat again, when working with tan, when working with 90, we don't use tan. All right. Now, this is what you must know, and how does it apply now? I am going to give you an example. If, for example, I have cos 110 degrees. If I try to say 180 minus, I won't be able to use 30, 45, or 60. So what I must do, I'm gonna use cos. I'm gonna use 90. It's gonna be cos 90 degrees plus what? How do I go from 9? How do I get 110? I must say 90 plus 20 degrees. Then it's 90 plus, and it's a cos, so it becomes a negative sine 20. Another example, let's say you have the sine of 70. Sometimes it can be, by the way, when you have an acute angle, you only change the sign sometimes, you only change it sometimes. For example, I'm going to change it here and tell you why. So if I have sine 70 degrees, I'm going to think in my mind, this is sine 90 degrees minus 20 degrees. Okay, 90 minus, so it's positive, but sine changes to cos, so I'll have cos 20 degrees. Let's look at where this applies. I'm gonna put everything together now and we see where it applies. All right, let's, if I have the cos of 225 degrees times the sine of 315 degrees times the cos of 20 degrees all over sine 135 degrees times sine 70 degrees. So what do I do? Cos 225 will be cos 225 is after 180, so it will be 180 degrees plus 45. Sine 315 will be sine 315 is just less than 360. It will be 360 degrees. Choose between 30, 45 and 60. 45 will work, so it's minus 45 degrees. Now coming to cos 20. Now the issue is here, the cos 20 and the sine 70. They are both less than 90, but in fact they don't need to be changed, but we are going to change them so that they are able to cancel one another. So I can either change the 20 or the 70. Okay, let me change the 20 for today. So I want the 20 to become the 70. I'm gonna have cos 90 degrees minus 70. Then at the bottom there, we are going to have sine 135 is sine 180 degrees minus 45. Then sine 70 with these two that add up to 90, which are co-ratios. You only change one of them to look like the other one. So once the one looks like the other one, you don't change the other one so that they can be able to cancel. So I'm going to leave this as sine 70 degrees. Let's do this step by step. Let me relax. Cos 180 degrees plus 45. All right? Plus cos 180 plus quadrant number will be quadrant number what? Quadrant number 3, where cos is negative. So I'm going to have negative cos 45. Number 2, sine 360 minus 45. Which quadrant is this? 360 minus 45 minus is quadrant number 4, where sine is negative. So I'll have negative the sine of 45. Number 3, cos 90 degrees minus 70. 90 minus is positive. Remember, with 90 only cos 90 plus is negative. The rest are positive. But I know my cos will change to a sine, so I'll have sine 70 degrees all over sine 180 degrees minus 45 is quadrant number 2, where sine is positive, so I'll have sine 45, then sine 70. Let's see if we can do some division here. I have sine 70, sine 70. I have sine 45, sine 45, but a negative is left. So it's gonna be negative cos 45 times negative 1. So I'm gonna have positive cos 45 degrees. Then I take my calculator, say cos 45. It gives me, cos 45 gives me root 2 over 2. I told you in the last video, if you get root 2 over 2, change it to 1 over root 2. So I'll change, this will be, the answer will be 1 over the root of 2. Alright, that's it. Now next video we are gonna go straight into questions of a question paper. So continue to the next video until you become an expert at this. Thank you.